All right, this is breaking news. Booker's campaign has ended. We gotta get this article and report this because people are sitting here waiting with bated breath. This is going to shake up the entire election cycle, so be prepared. Biden tops New Hampshire poll as Sanders and Warren. Oh my God. Uh, let's see here. Yeah, I can't use my phone right now because its battery is down. Okay, Senator Cory Booker suspended his presidential campaign on Monday. And of course, as I start reading that, the video is pushed out of the way, which is perfect, acknowledging that he no longer has the resources to continue his bid for the Democratic nomination. It was a difficult decision to make, but I got in this race to win. And I've always said I wouldn't continue if there was no longer a path to victory, Booker said in an email to supporters. Our campaign has reached the point where we need more money to scale up and continue building a campaign that can win. Money we don't have, and money that is hard to raise because I won't be on the next debate stage, and because the urgent business of impeachment will rightly be keeping me in Washington. So he's trying to use the impeachment crap as a backdoor method or reason, rationale for why his campaign has been failing pretty much since it launched. Notably, when he mentions that he wouldn't be on the next debate stage, I'm reminded of when Yang predicted during the, I believe it was the last debate, yeah, Booker will be back. No, he's not. he'll be back watching on TV. Yeah, that clown, man, he's out of here. And it's like, what gets me is that the thing with Harris and with pretty much just her along with O'Rourke and some other, basically, I think he was probably the only candidate who, out of that group of people who got to participate in more than maybe 2 debates, actually never was a front runner. Like, his whole campaign is just a couple of good debate performances against Biden, which should be played ad nauseum because they still expose how ridiculously inept he is as a progressive. And that's it. Like, the whole rest of the campaign was a joke. It's, he literally month after month, because he announced beginning of February of last year, just sat at 3%. And was like, yeah, we're seeing rising in Iowa. I wish I could I might still be able to get them. There's these clips of him on MSNBC where every time they bring up, hey, your campaign is failing. Hey, your campaign is failing. He would go, well, Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, they were all, if you look at the polls, they were all behind the current. It's like, yeah, but that's not happening for you. You've been sitting in the same place for almost an entire year. Like, it's amazing. You look at the polls from, the perspective, they do these polls before people even formally declare. If you look at the ones from 2018, ones from 2017, he does better, 8, 5, 9% than he ever did while running. And every time they'd ask him, why does your campaign stay at bare minimum single digits to qualify? Well, we're currently building momentum and we're going all over Iowa and we're going to each different county. And no, you're going nowhere other than the failure zone of running in a race with too many damn people and not standing out for anything. Like, no one can name what he was running on. And I've mentioned before, the only topic that he has any kind of spotlight on was criminal justice, which still wasn't aggressively pushed. Like, he goes after Biden. You were the writer of the 90s crime bill that put blacks in jail, which is true. And then, like, these are the same people who want us to play kumbaya and go and vote for that person after you just exposed their horrible history. That's why I said, like, the Democratic primary is a joke. All these primaries are jokes because they want you to vote for them over each other, and they're very vicious in their attacks toward each other. And then after it's over, I'm going to support whoever the candidate. Like, no, you can't. If you completely disagree with someone on this topic, it makes no sense to then go and say, yes, sir, I will bow for you, sir. Yes, I will vote for you because you have AD by your name. Even if we don't agree on anything, I'm going to vote for you. Like, that's stupid. I mean, hell, like, people hate the Republicans, but at least multiple Republicans during the 2016 election actually went through with their opposition to Trump. You know, Collins was opposed to him. Romney gave a speech. People might remember that. You know, I'm not saying that they're perfect or they're good candidates or even good people, but at the very least, they didn't try to do the "I'm going to bootlick for you" thing until after the election was won. You know, like that's why you can't have people of such differing ideologies have months of attacking each other and then all of them start kissing each other's butt. Oh, you've been such a great friend to me, and you did. No, God, I can't raise the money. Yeah, you haven't been able to raise the money since you entered. Like we've done the fundraising totals. It's always been Sanders, Warren, Biden, at one point Harris. You know, Buddha Trash, same couple of people that just keep going up, and then Booker just stays down there. You know, a couple million. Yeah. I can't raise the money. It took me almost a whole year of running for president to realize I was being out fundraised. I mean, just so pathetic. Like right now, Bloomberg, a guy who just got in the race, what was it, a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, is in 5th place. He's outpolling, Klobuchar and even Yang, who I've mentioned before, actually liking and thinking is because he actually is running on something, which I can't say for most of the field. But the guy is able to take out people like Booker who don't have the excuse that Yang has, which is low name recognition. So people don't know who the hell he is, even if they like him, the few that know who he is. And like, that's not supposed to be pathetic that you're a U.S. senator and you're getting destroyed or decimated in the polling by some random billionaire mayor that's been in office for years. I mean, it's so pathetic. His faith and all this common pain, common problems. You know, I watched some of his speeches. I'm running with love. I'm trying to make us love each other. It's like, you know, they talk all this flowery stuff, but then when you actually want to discuss some policies, they just sit there and like, oh, well, I am for a Green New Deal because X, Y, is like, yeah, but how are you going to have it? Like nothing, man. They're all empty suits, especially Booker. He was. I'm really surprised he even was able to last this long. And I thought he would have been out probably by last summer, but the fact that he just stayed, like he surprised me that he lasted longer than O'Rourke. O'Rourke's been out now for almost 3 full months, and we're just now getting Booker to finally say, hey, if a guy who actually at one point before he entered was polling, referring to O'Rourke, in 3rd place, got out, there's no chance for me. And that's why I said that when people run for office, a lot of times they have these delusions of grandeur. And it's more so prevalent with presidential elections because we pay more attention to them by default for whatever reason, where they'll poll at 1, 2, 3% month after month, and they'll just trick themselves thinking, yeah, I'm going to be the next one because we've had other people that were polling from behind and then they saw this big meteoric rise. It's like, yeah, but we were here for the last election cycle. From the time Trump got in, there was literally 1 month of Trump running before he was at the top and was taking out, Walker and Bush. And the same thing with Sanders, where it wasn't 2016 before, meaning it wasn't the year of the actual primaries / general election before he was polling decently. So, you know, this little delusion that, oh man, if I just keep running for 300 days, people are going to start saying they support me when there's 20 other people in the race and I'm not standing out. It's horse crap. But he realized it finally after almost a year of being that's very, very delusional. So we now have him out. That's really great. Someone actually asked me, do I want to do any more of these presidential campaign like, yeah, but the thing is, a lot of them are just kind of goofy. The O'Rourke thing was a special case because that surprised me. Some random. I mean, hey, that it happens, Ruben. That's what they do. And when you stream, whether it's on your phone or your computer, so when you're the actual person streaming, you can't see the downvotes. You can only see the upvotes. So it is what it is. I just think it's funny where you got streams with like only one person saw it, two people saw it, and they just like I remember I did this one upload about maybe 2 years ago, and it got I think 15 views or something, and it was like 2 upvotes to 2 downvotes. Like, who the hell are the people that are watching this? If they hate it so much and they're like my audience, what the hell? I mean, you remember all the? I don't know if you remember the. Yeah, you were. I don't think you were here. The State of the Union that Trump had for the year before last. I actually had. I think it was. I don't even know how many. It was some ungodly number of downvotes from Trump supporters, and I was like, "You guys can click that button until the sky falls. It's not going to matter." Not changing anything. And then when I did the stream about Buddha trash, there was someone that downvoted that too. I mean, that's why I turned them off, because people use it as a way to say something without actually saying anything. If they had a reasonable response to what I was saying, they could write it down. Like, hey, no logic. It's just feelings and emotion. Okay, Booker enjoys hanging out with Jared Kushner's fellow Jewish mobsters in New Jersey. Uh-oh, careful, Ruben. We don't want to be accused of being anti-Semitic as we support a Jewish person for president of the United States. We got to stop talking about the whole Israel government mob, because the Israeli government is Jewish. This non-living entity is Jewish. That's why it's anti-Semitic to oppose it. Let's see here. Okay, former Vice President Joe Biden continues to lead the field of Democratic presidential contenders, but there are signs that Senator Bernie Sanders is gaining ground nationally. The poll shows Biden with the support of 25% of Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents from across the nation. Sanders takes the number 2 spot with the support of 19%. So he's moving on up there. Remember, when we had those polls when the race started, Biden had a 10 and 20 point lead in some cases, and it just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Oh, take this jacket off over here. Yeah, I went for a walk earlier. I had to put this over here. Oh, I had to make sure that I was still keeping up with my, I guess, exercise regimen or something like that. Hey, Ruben, imagine when you said some random loser, they're like, that was me and I hate all of you. Trump 2020 FTW, and they disappear. That did happen on one stream where I was like, Trump is the new Herbert Hoover, and then some guy came in there and wrote like a novel or a paragraph or whatever, and they disappeared, defending him. Oh, man. It looks like Warren most likely won't win, so there goes Kamala's plan B to win the presidency as Warren's VP. Well, you know that she apparently there's some report that came out that apparently Sanders, again, I don't believe this, but they're trying to allege that Sanders told her a woman can't win or something, which is like, I don't, for as much of a feminist as that man is, I don't buy that. That's the fakest news we've ever done seen. Yeah, Ruben, I'll probably do something relating to Harris soon. She's like I said, a crappy presidential candidate, but fairly. Again, as a senator, I really don't have a problem with her. Let's see what else is here. Warren and Sanders are the most frequently named second choice candidates. 19% of respondents said they would vote for Warren if they could not for their first choice, while 18% said Sanders was their number 2 pick. That's what kills me about these polls, because I've seen a lot of anti-Sanders people who say, oh my God, if Sanders is not at the top, then he, that what was it, like 25% of Democrats that want Biden over. They're like, yeah, they all hate him, and they're all they would never vote for him, and he's going to divide the party just like Hillary. Yeah, it's like, but you just had this thing that said he that 18% of them or some large number would still vote for him, if he provided that he were their second choice or that their first one wasn't there. I just wanted to point that out because they're still online. I just hate Twitter so much. It's like them and Discord just need to marry each other as the worst social media websites. Hey Ruben, would you like a stream on that? Like what do you call it? A countdown of like why Discord and Twitter are the worst social media websites? Or we should have like a poll. That would be a nice little way to get this going. Or rather to illustrate how much people don't like these places. Let's see here. Oh, we're gonna make sure I get this thing correct. Channel comments. What the hell? Okay, nobody wrote anything. Yeah, that rating system thing really needs to go. I've actually seen people who found out how to stream while turning it off. I want to see if I can do the same thing. I'm more worried about people pretending to be Bernie supporters, but then sneak in Democratic talking points like the one you just mentioned. Yeah, but the thing is, even if he doesn't respond to them or if they trick other people, they don't trick us because we saw them act one way a couple of years ago. And we're not falling for it. I might even change the name of the stream. Probably I'm gonna have to go in there and be like, let me see. I don't think you can do it while it's occurring. Wait, let me see what the title is. Booker campaign. Okay, basics, more options. Turn that off. I didn't even know you could do this. Wow, this is a lot easier. I'm gonna change the title to what's up? Yes, I will watch the video about why both Twitter and Discord suck. I hate all of these new post social media boom websites. Yeah, the only ones that I really think have any kind of value are YouTube, Facebook. Even though I don't use that one, I say that one because a lot of older people get to share stuff. Like it's a more you don't really see as much drama occurring on there because it's mostly people who are friends with each other going and liking stuff and commenting on their content. And you get what I'm saying? It's a more friendly place from what I've seen. But yeah, YouTube, Facebook, and that's probably it. And I guess Wikipedia, even though I've been having problems with them for the longest. Well, Ruben, you got to remember. You might not remember. I was on Reddit for about maybe 3 years, and I kept seeing these horny and supposedly lonely chicks holding out help wanted signs for a guy, and like they get 20. It's just I see it as like a cleaner, more content savvy version of Backpage for that. Maybe if they got rid of that R for R section, I probably would be more inclined to speak favorably of them. Because I do like the like they have R for R's for different franchises. Like they have an R for One Piece, they have an R for Marvel, just different little parts of the sites they're dedicated to fans of particular things discussing it. So they're a little bit more complicated, but that R for R section really takes them down. They're trying to be a nerd site and a dating website at the same, and it just doesn't work. See here. What's the title going to be? Oh, I didn't even get to say hi to Music Fiend. Let me wave at him. Booker was finna cry. I can just picture him just tearing up. Like, my campaign is over. I was gonna be the second African American. and the second one to sell out the community by doing nothing for it. And now it's ruined. It damn sure is. And I actually had someone who I just read their comment on Twitter. They said it was something along the lines of you can't compare him to Obama because he actually called out the, uh, like the racial stuff behind the criminal. But it's like you called it out, but then you, you can't have it both ways. You can't call out issues that have existed in the U.S. for decades, and then when you have a president of your party, presiding over that, you keep your mouth shut because you want to appeal to his. And that's why I said it's so much fakeness, because it's all about waiting until the right time to actually take the right position. Like when I did if you remember, Ruben, the video on the whistleblower, and like Harris talking about we need, we need to protect whistleblowers. It's like you were the same person who kept your mouth shut when Obama went after Snowden and Assange. And what was the other one, Manning? Chelsea Manning. There we go. Like you can't sit there like this for 8 years, and now that you got the orange guy, oh my God, we got to make sure that the person trying to screw him over gets helped out. Like, no, you have to help all of them or help none of them. If you want to be, of any integrity, you want to go to New York. It's still, I'm in North Jersey too. It's 30 minutes away. Booker sells dirty water to people that look like him and tell them it's all right. A+ politician. Well, isn't that what they do? They get, and then Ruben said Booker is the Diet Obama. There's actually a clip by, what's her name, from TYT, Vigeland or something, where she said that Booker is more conservative than Obama is, because even if he might seem to be a softer person on the criminal justice stuff, on the international issues, it's like Israel bootlicking with the the AIPAC stuff. She made a good case for why they were not too far apart. Trying to turn this damn light on so I can actually have some not fade into obscurity from the camera being messed up. Oh man, let me change the title. Okay. Biden leads Democratic field. Let me see. What did they say in this article? That there are signs that is gaining ground nationally. Okay, The Hill. I'll put them as the title. The Hill. Bernie Sanders. Gaining ground nationally. I'll put it in cap locks. I'll get rid of that stupid picture of of Biden and Booker. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have used those two because no one clicked. They don't even have any fans. Oh, Ruben, did you see that that jank documentary that guy made? It's actually restricted. I wanted to know if you'd seen it because one of the things I try to do is if evidence is presented of something, I attempt to not have my biases impede the information that's being presented. So the guy like has a few. It's mostly kind of just a clip show, but he has this one clip where uh, it's the Politicon, I believe from 2016, where it's Dinesh D'Souza, how you pronounce that jailbird's name, and Jank, and they're debating Trump versus Hillary. Oh no! Oh no! I'm saying it's restricted because apparently people went after it or something and got it to be under those age filters. Like, oh, we have to protect the children. So let me see if I can find the link for you. But yeah, I was saying that they have this really good clip in there where the two of them are talking about, if progressives should vote for Hillary, and Cenk, and like showing that Cenk basically, and we all, this is true. He said he was going to vote for her, and he kind of started defending her because he didn't want Trump to win no matter what. And they have this. I'm watching you in my luxurious virtual man. Get out of here with that fan fiction. You're nothing luxurious. But no, they had this the clip, and then they start showing where there's two Hillary donors that gave money to TYT around that same time. So it's basically forwarded that the pivot to start supporting her in the general was because of the influence of verified Clinton donors. And I was like, wow, that make a lot of sense. Because I remember with Secular Talk and with Dora, they didn't do the pivot. They didn't start backing her, neither did I. Like, coincidentally, I don't think any of our three respective outlets received Clinton donor money. And I'm not saying this to impede the motives of that group, because, they might have legitimately just switched over to liking, or rather to supporting Clinton because she was the candidate versus actually liking her. Hold on a second. Oh my God, this thing froze. Oh, people have started setting age restrictions after YouTube supernovaed itself last year with its disastrous new rules. Yeah, they're ridiculous for that. God, turn this music off. Yeah, so the reason that keeps happening is because I just loaded the screen again, and my computer's on a when it's setting up the window, it's like a slowed reaction. So it plays that before I can even click the thing. That might be because I'm streaming and I keep going off the screen to stream. Oh yeah, I'm expecting that. Well, hey, you know how to get past the copyright. You can it's not going to get no, because it's fair use. They're just going to get rid of the ability for me to get any revenue from it. But yeah, if you click that, Ruben, you'll get it, and it's going to say, "Do you wish to proceed?" You don't have to pay for it. They just have it under an age restriction. So if you can verify that you're adult enough to watch this, they'll let you see it. I don't even know what song that is. That should be fair use. That was less than 5 seconds. So whatever. I'll be very shocked if they're like, you accidentally clicked on something that we don't even know if it's actually, been bought out by some music producer. Because I think there's ads on. No, there's not ads on that video. It's agents, but he has some other upload, I think, with ads on it, and uses that same song. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy that clip or that documentary. That's way different from the one I would make, because I would be on camera and discuss the person. I don't know. It's like all the stuff people put online just seems to be clip shows. Like, here's a clip of this person saying this, a clip of that. And I remember there's a clip where he's like, TYT's like, Cenk's like, we're the bit largest, online news group. Yeah, 4 million YouTube subs. And then there's another clip where there's a guy who's like, well, you can have a bunch of subs, but your actual number are the people who engage with your content. And then it shows, oh my God, oh no, well, it's over for me. But they have this, like, him saying that as they're showing clips of, it's like 7,000 people watch, which is not a bad number by any means, but I mean, it kind of is much, much smaller than 4 million. And then like how the views are usually about just roughly around 100,000. So that's the actual real number of people who watch versus the 4 million subs they just have. They have another channel where it's like that, where it's 100,000 subs and only 1,000 views of video. I don't know what that's about. Oh, I do know the engagement is down. Imagine being so high that instead of throwing your phone to bed, you throw. Well, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Music theme. So, Ruben, I've now been copyrighted. You now know why I use Patreon and the other websites, because you click on something and they're like, "Oh, we got you." I'm not saying I actually have, and I have to go look after this. I will be kind of annoyed, because like I didn't know what that song was from, but whatever, and didn't intend to actually play it. And they have it set up to where I can't even click to pause the man, whatever. Person asked me my prediction. I said that Sanders will probably win Iowa and New Hampshire, and then Biden will get South Carolina, and then Warren will probably drop out between those three states. I saw some guy ask why Klobuchar hasn't dropped out yet. That's a mystery to me too. I have no idea. I think it's her trying to position for the spot that Buddha Trash hopefully will give up eventually. By the way, did you see the clip of his rally getting interrupted? I didn't actually see the clip. I just read the story where he was like, "Let's have a respectful discussion about these issues." I didn't really care. Yeah, he's just a clown. He's probably going to get a. I'd be very shocked if he wins any states at all. That would like we already talked about how only states he has any chance in are Iowa and then maybe New Hampshire, and that's it. If he loses those two, he should drop out the next day. That's it. It's just like with Harris. I'm going to finish in the top 5 in Iowa, and that's going to make my campaign work somehow. No, your campaign is over, dingbat. Isn't that sad when you went from the front runner or one of the front runners to hoping you get in 5th place? How many states in the union would rule that cereal is a soup? Nobody, or zero. Bill Kristol's telling other never Trumpers to consider supporting Biden for president. Yeah, well, I mean, he's part of the war machine. I'm really kind of surprised for as like impactful Cheney was and how like disliked he is or disliked he was when he left office. People don't get the point that you basically got the exact same international views with Biden. Like you got a new Cheney when he took that position. We got another Iraq War supporter. Yeah, they're really playing this game ridiculously. Oh, did you? Let me see if I can give that article to Ruben, the media bias one that some wonderful person made on Wikipedia. No, I did not make it, so nobody asked me who it was because I genuinely don't know. I just thought this was interesting because they're like arguing why should this exist? This violates the very conduct of this website to have such an article. No, it doesn't. So yeah, Ruben, I think that's a good article to look at. It's interesting. And if before anybody says you can't verify that any of that actually happened, you can look on the sources, and there they are, and then you'll be able to realize that that's the case. So let's not kid ourselves. Even though I know people will do it anyway because that's how they roll. You won't see any of these. And like I said before, because my room got destroyed, I haven't been able to look at any of the cable networks. I guarantee you, not a single one is talking about Sanders gaining momentum nationally because they don't care. They don't want that to be something that people are aware of. That's why when we had the hospital saga, everybody wanted to talk. Oh my God, a heart attack, a heart attack, a heart attack. Cheney is currently fundraising for Trump, despite the mainstream media sucking up to them so much. The Bush circle, apart from is a lot more open to supporting the Trump administration. Well, I mean, they never point out how many Bush people got a revival with Trump. Like they don't mention that Cho used to be Bush's Secretary of Labor. They don't mention that Trump's former national security advisor, the one with the mustache, Bolton, used to be Bush's UN ambassador that he appointed during a recess session, which is what Obama could have done if he wanted to get someone through this, without getting the approval of the Senate for his, Supreme Court picks and what, I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that they ignore, they don't point out. already did an upload on that about how dumb he was for not doing that. Let's see here. Yeah, Cheney is just he really is just sitting in the background. Ashcroft. Let me go look. Get my phone. Oh, go over and check this out. He did disappear. I just realized that. The only attorney general that anyone has heard of since they left office was John Ashcroft. I thought I saw something crazy. Political issues, personal life. Well, his son is the current Secretary of State in Missouri. And last year, or the year before last year, he received an honorary doctorate before giving a commencement at Toka Falls College. Let's see here. Yeah, he's been pretty quiet. Wow. Political issues. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing here from the last maybe 3 years or 4 years. Let me go look in the news. Okay, I'm seeing some articles where people are talking about what he did when there was former U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft gets thoughts on Attorney General nominee Barr, which was a year ago. So yeah, pretty much nothing. This whole past year, he just disappeared. Can't say I'm sad. So we'll never know what happened to him. Maybe he got lost. He's not going to turn up. It would be just like Jimmy Hoffa. You know, Envoy actually said that he would love it if I made a Hoffa documentary, and then I was thinking it would be funny if I went through all of the streams or different instances where I said the phrase, X disappeared like Jimmy Hoffa, and like put them all at the start of the video. Like this just big montage of me saying it over and over. But I don't know. If I did do one, it wouldn't be anytime soon. Yeah, we got to get like a whole list of all the different ones that are supposed to be made. We're gonna need like some huge Google Doc. Let's see here. Oh, Sanders evokes. Oh, that'll be fun to do next week about the new campaign ad he has. Oh, let me see if the YouTube algorithm is screwing with me again, because somebody said I couldn't find your stream because the YouTube algorithm messed it up. Okay, I just typed in Bernie Sanders. Are there any live streams going right now? Yeah. It's the first one to pop up too. Wow. Oh, so that's how you turn off. Oh, that's great. Well, look, now I just realized how to turn the ratings off during it. So I'm gonna be doing that from now on. No more sitting over there hoping that people don't. No, that's over. So I'll go to the channel comments and then I'll go and look in the type the stream's name in, and then I can mess with the settings of it while it's ongoing. That's perfect. It's like a dream come true. This is my Monday miracle. It's really great. Oh, Ruben, I was going to ask you for the door one. If you remember that one. What if I do it to where it's like it's by quarter? So every 3 months of each year, you get a summarization of Door's positions on issues. How would that be? Because I figure that's a lot more reasonable than like trying to have a whole year crammed into one thing. It's just be too much. Breakfast cereal sort of soup, just like how some people consider pizza to be a sandwich. Who the? Well, I've never met these people, but I'm sure they exist. I've tried to stop doing that. Where I'm like, I don't know who would like this. It's like, no, there's someone out there for everybody. Not romantically, of course, but definitely for that, those like things that some of us might not consider conventional. Would be the best way to put it. So I shouldn't keep saying, how could anyone possibly like this? I'm like, no, that person is out there. They're just not present here. Well, I'm saying that because I want I don't want it to be like the stuff with that, like the one you saw or that I sent you the link of, where I would speak over it. I would say, this is what happened between, when he was doing this stream or this whatever, and this is his response to it. He got upset, whatever the reaction would be. So, man, that's already. I just realized I already commissioned myself to do 7 videos because the Giuliani documentary is going to be 3, where you've got from the start of his life to the end of him being mayor, and then you have the between 2002 to Trump winning the election and everything after that being the 3rd part, and then the Jimmy stuff is just for 1 year is going to be 4 videos that are all probably going to be like an hour or 2 hours long. But it's fine. I'm not upset by that. And there's a good thing that I waited to do this because he actually has a interview with AOC that, if I had done this, let's say 2 years ago, it wouldn't be as relevant as it is now. It wouldn't have stuck out to me like it does now. So there is something to be gained in waiting, even though I do prefer to get things done as opposed to just sitting there. Ooh, am I going to go for this? It'll probably be, I don't know when I could. I'll probably try to focus on it after I finish the Giuliani one because I still want to see if I'm able to get over this illness. And you remember what brought it on, Ruben, right? The illness, like the unique circumstances that caused this. Because I really came close to canceling yesterday's stream, and I recorded 2 uploads of me walking around outside all pissed off to put on here instead of streaming. But because I tried to stay to my commitments or things that I say I'm going to do, I reversed that position. So that's the reason that didn't get put up here. Yeah, they're going to keep on playing this game where Sanders is going to pull better and better, and then they're going to go, oh, well, it's over for him. He has no chance, blah, 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 blah. It's like, guys, it's, if you are confident that you don't have to keep beating us over the head with it. Where's that report? I'm going to put that in here. CNN reported, oh, yeah, the most reliable source ever, the best place. Reported Monday that Sanders remarking that a woman cannot win the White House came during a meeting in Warren's apartment in late 2018. I actually remember that meeting when the candidates discussed their presidential ambitions. Warren told Sanders she'd make a robust argument about the economy and earn broad support from female voters, and Sanders responded he did not believe a woman could win the presidency. And then Sanders called this report ludicrous, which I would say the exact same thing. I would say that it's not correct, but in a much meaner way. No, that meeting was actually one of the, I think, earliest acknowledgments that Sanders was actually going to run because they had a whole story about it. And I think there was a thing in the paper where it was reported that they both agreed they're probably going to run. when they had the meeting. 1,000 Democrat supporters are already attempting to voters shame us into supporting whichever Democrat wins if Sanders loses. Well, it's not going to work. You can't force people to vote for someone. So they're going to have to play they're going to play that game with themselves. Remember, we could be on Twitter every day, and these people could cry and go, "Oh, how could you not vote for Biden or Warren or whoever?" And they're not, unless they're coming and tying us up and making us click the button for these people or ballot. It's irrelevant. It has no real meaning. All their arguments are just vote Democrat because Orange Man bad. I actually had a person who that lady lacking logic individual. I remember I mentioned that she was really dumb on political stuff. She was like, "Why would you vote for a third party person over the Democrat if you know they're not going to win?" I said, "Well, by that logic, why would any Democrat vote for any Democrat in Alabama if they're going to lose the state by over 10 points anyway?" But no one ever goes up and says, "Don't waste your vote while being in this red or blue state for the other party," because they know that that's who that person is and that's who they're going to support. Trump got 3 million votes from California. They didn't, those Republicans over here didn't care that they were in a very, very blue state. This state had the supposed liberal utopia gave Trump his third, I think it was his either second or third highest number of votes. Like behind Florida and Texas, California gave Trump his most popular votes or regular votes. Most people I talk to don't even know there are more political parties than just the main two. Yeah, the only time the Green Party ever gets mentioned is during history class, and they're like, "In 2000, Ralph Nader took votes from Gore," because we know for a fact that all of those people would have voted for Gore. It's not like there were another 2,000 people or whatever million people that could have voted. That's what kills me about it. They pretend as if more people couldn't have just shown up to vote in place of the ones that didn't. So they can have fun with that. Nader gets blamed for everything. Yeah, those I can name. I think I actually did do a video where I was like, "I don't care if you're part of the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, the Free Soil Party, the Whig Party." Gore won the 2000 election. Yeah. Or remember what Jimmy says, that out of all the presidential elections this century, what was it? 40% of them have been won by the person with less votes. And that's true. And I told you that all the Republicans only like the Electoral College because they've only won the popular vote twice in the last 30 years. Which the most disturbing thing is that if they can win it, that means that it's possible for them. But they don't try to run anybody that's actually popular or can get, like, if they had ran, I've said before, if they ran Ron Paul against Obama, he could have beat him. I don't know if he would have, but he would have certainly been harder than Romney was. Because Ron actually can appeal to people that are of varying ideologies. It's a really sad thing. Okay, are we running out of things to say, Ruben? You have anything left to say? I can hang up my hat. Yeah, I'm just so disappointed that people actually sit here and try to make it seem as if there's some grandiose conspiracy to get a woman out of the race, and all the Sanders supporters are these drones. They don't think about policy, and like they find all kind of weird ways to discredit Bernie backers. It's so weird. They should, like, that's why that article is such a good thing about the media coverage, because it's been documented and talked about by accredited sources, the weird stuff that goes on towards Sanders. I saw some right-wing people posting articles from before 2016 from establishment Democrats about why they support the Electoral College. Yeah, you have a lot of Democrats that flip their position on something in a reactionary way. Like, oh, Electoral College is good. We're going to win it because reasons. Oh, we lost it. Well, now we hate it. So they're going to find another way to, switch around and do the little smoke and mirrors. They're always over there switching. Oh, yeah, I hate the Electoral College. It's like such a bad thing for democracy. The popular vote needs to matter. Oh, the Republican got the popular vote. Oh, we need to make sure all the states have voices, even though technically a vote in Montana would matter more than a vote in California because there's more people. Oh, it's like, pick a damn side. Established. Okay, I read that already. Where did Music Fiend go? He must have went to sleep or passed out from his drunken state. And remember what he wrote earlier? Maybe Booker gave him one of those. What is it? Dirty water. Let me see where it is. I'm in the and tell him it's all right. Yeah, Booker gave him some dirty water, and now he's like passed out somewhere. He's like, my campaign is over. Here's the water. Ugh. Abolishing it is now part of the Democratic Party platform. All right, well, like I said before, I think there's a good case to be made about the smaller states not having their voice matter, but I'm just so tired of, like, I want to see politicians from both parties go to Texas, Florida, California, because those are the biggest states. I don't want to see them in itty bitty Iowa and New Hampshire every election cycle when they're not even, like, most people don't even live there. So, good. Booker does work on behalf of Big Pharma. Well, that's why I said that Harris was a better senator, because I remember the January 2017 vote that he had against the pharmaceutical bill that Sanders had that got support from McCain and Cruz. That would have passed if 10 Democrats didn't vote against it, including Booker, who was receiving over $200,000 from the pharmaceutical industry when he cast that vote. Like, that vividly sticks with me every time I think about him in healthcare. It's like that clown wants to go in the election cycle where healthcare has literally been polled to be the most important issue. A person that votes to keep the prices up gets to stay as one of the contenders for it. Man, give me a break. This ain't no U.S. elections are a joke. Democrats keep campaigning in California. Hey, Ruben, I should do that, make the case for why every California governor after Pat Brown has sucked. Some horrible people, man. It's been neoliberals and conservatives. So that'll be a nice little thing to discuss at one point or another. I just want to make sure I have all my information correct. All right, I think we've pretty much gotten to the. I'm going to end it here because I am getting a little tired. Like I said, I don't have a chair. Thanks to the couple of people that showed up today. I really appreciate it. The Terminator. Yeah, he was bad too, Ruben. He just another crappy governor. They don't do anything. The last one that actually changed the landscape of the state or did something that was good, that wasn't just little rough around the edges crap, was Pat Brown. And I told you, if he hadn't been in those movies, these people in this state would have never voted for him. So all this stuff about, being a celebrity doesn't matter, nonsense. If I was some top actor in a couple of films that made $1 billion and I said I'm running for the House, I'd be elected in a landslide. No matter what district I ran. If I ran under the party of whatever that district was, I would win the primary very easily, and I'd win the general very easily. Yeah, but Ventura, from what I understand, it actually has good. I don't know much about him, But from what I understand, he has good positions on issues. He's a celebrity, and he definitely used that to, get his notoriety when it comes to politics. But he actually has views that are not, trash. So I don't know. But yeah, thanks for showing up. I will stream again on Saturday for the live show, and I'll put stuff up throughout the week. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.